Have you ever noticed something strange? Almost every animal on Earth is born wearing exactly what it needs. Polar bears come with thick fur. Birds grow feathers. Turtles arrive with armor. Sheep literally grow sweaters. Humans? We show up looking like evolution accidentally clicked skip outfit. No thick fur, no feathers, no scales, no shell, just skin. And somehow, that nearly hairless ape became the only species capable of living almost everywhere on Earth. Frozen mountains, scorching deserts, dense jungles, tiny islands, even Antarctica. That's weird, because biologically, humans aren't built for most of those places. So how did we pull it off? Most people would probably answer, clothes, but that only creates an even bigger mystery. Why do we need clothes when almost every other animal doesn't? Did humans become weak, or did we discover something that completely changed what our species was capable of? As it turns out, clothes may be one of the greatest survival technologies ever invented, and the story starts millions of years before the first shirt ever existed. Before clothes existed, for almost all of human history, nobody wore clothes, no shirts, no shoes, no jackets, nothing. If you traveled back far enough, every human you met would be completely uncovered, which sounds impossible today, but here's the surprising part. They weren't freezing, because the earliest humans didn't evolve in icy mountains or snowy forests. They evolved in Africa, a place where staying cool was often a much bigger challenge than staying warm. In fact, our ancestors once looked much more like other apes, covered in thick body hair. So, what happened? Why would evolution take away something that seemed so useful? At first, losing fur sounds like one of evolution's worst decisions. Imagine deleting your built-in blanket and calling it an upgrade. But evolution isn't trying to make animals comfortable. It's trying to make them survive long enough to have offspring. And millions of years ago, staying cool became more important than staying warm. Humans developed something that almost no other large animal does as well. We sweat. A lot. Instead of cooling ourselves by panting like dogs, our skin releases tiny droplets of sweat. As those droplets evaporate, they carry heat away from the body. Think of it like your body installing thousands of tiny air conditioners, but those air conditioners only work well if the air can actually reach your skin. Thick fur gets in the way, so over millions of years, humans gradually became one of the least hairy mammals on Earth. It looked like a downgrade, but it gave us something incredible. We became endurance machines. The superpower that cost us our fur. Becoming nearly hairless came with a huge advantage. Humans became incredibly difficult to overheat. Most animals are built for speed. A cheetah can outrun you. A horse can outrun you. Even your neighbor's slightly overweight dog could probably outrun you. In a sprint, humans are honestly pretty embarrassing. But nature doesn't only reward speed. Sometimes it rewards endurance. Imagine it's the middle of the day. The African sun is relentless. A deer sprints away. Fast. Much faster than any human ever could. But there's a problem. Sprinting generates enormous amounts of heat, and furry animals have a harder time getting rid of that heat. Eventually, the deer has to stop, rest, breathe, cool down. Meanwhile, the humans keep walking. Not quickly, just constantly, step after step, hour after hour. Their sweat keeps cooling them, while the animal repeatedly has to pause. This hunting strategy is called persistence hunting. Instead of being the fastest predator, humans became the most stubborn. Imagine losing a race, then winning because you simply refuse to go home. That's basically early humanity. Evolution traded speed for stamina, and it worked. But every upgrade comes with a downside, because once you remove your natural coat, the environment suddenly becomes a much bigger problem. The same skin that cools you efficiently also burns, freezes, scratches, and gets bitten. Humans had solved one problem, but accidentally created several new ones. The invention that changed everything. If losing our fur was such a good idea, why did humans eventually start covering themselves again? Because evolution had solved one problem, but left several others completely unsolved. Imagine walking barefoot through a frozen forest or across burning desert sand, through thorny bushes, under hours of intense sunlight. Suddenly, bare skin isn't such a great idea anymore. Clothes weren't invented because humans forgot how to survive. They were invented because humans wanted to survive somewhere new. Every time people moved into colder places, higher mountains, windier coastlines, or harsher climates, their bodies stayed mostly the same, but their clothing changed. Instead of evolving thicker fur over thousands of generations, humans did something much faster. We made our own. A polar bear is born with its winter coat. A human has to build one. And strangely, that turned out to be an advantage. A bear can't take its fur off in summer. You can. A fox can't swap its coat for rain gear. You can. Evolution upgrades animals. One generation at a time, humans upgrade themselves before leaving the house. In a way, clothes became our portable skin. A second layer we could redesign whenever the environment changed, and once humans figured that out, the map of where we could live exploded. Snow was no longer impossible. Deserts became manageable, mountains became reachable, seasons became less dangerous. Clothes didn't just protect humans, they allowed humans to stop waiting for evolution. It's easy to think of clothes as just another everyday object, something you throw on every morning without a second thought. But they're much more than that. Clothes are technology, one of the oldest technologies our species ever invented. Long before smartphones, cars, or even the wheel, humans had already figured out something remarkable. If the body isn't built for the environment, change the environment. Every other animal relies mostly on biology. A polar bear survives with fur. A turtle survives with a shell. A bird survives with feathers. Humans survive with ideas. Clothes were one of the first ideas that let us overcome the limits of our own bodies. They allowed us to cross frozen landscapes, survive harsh winters, climb mountains, explore places evolution never prepared us for. In a way, every jacket, every boot, every pair of gloves is part of a survival strategy that's tens of thousands of years old. So the next time you put on a hoodie, remember, you're not wearing proof that humans became weaker. You're wearing proof that humans learned a completely different way to adapt. While most animals evolve new bodies, humans learn to build new solutions. And maybe that's the real reason our species ended up living almost everywhere on Earth. Not because we had the strongest claws, or the fastest legs, or the thickest fur, but because when nature didn't give us what we needed, we made it ourselves. So, the next time you complain about deciding what to wear, just remember, somewhere out there, a polar bear has been wearing the same outfit every single day. Hope you guys liked the video. See you in another one till then. Thanks for watching. Quite simple.